Something amazing is happening across the country. Cold cases are being solved like never before. They're being cracked with advanced DNA technology. And this week, detectives outside of Chicago tracked a killer down from the 1970s. But cases like this are not being solved here in Kansas City. And a local family would like to know why. They've been searching for answers for 30 years, and it involves this young woman. Here's KCTV5 investigative reporter Angie Riccono.
Police say they have finally put a name and a face to a monster who killed Pamela Moore. She was 16 years old when she was raped and murdered. And when you hear about her case, it's really hard to not think about a cold case in Kansas City also involving a 16-year-old who was raped and murdered. And this is Fawn Cox. There's DNA evidence from her attacker, but no advanced genetic genealogy has taken place yet. Her family is still waiting. What is that like when you see other departments using DNA in solving cold cases?
That's not fair. That's the first thing I think is not fair. I mean, I'm happy for these families who are getting that closure. But deep down, I'm kind of jealous.
Are you frustrated?
Very, very frustrated.
Fawn was 16 years old when an attacker snuck in her bedroom window. She was robbed, raped, and murdered. The case is so old, police have even released the crime scene photos. 30 years have rolled by. What do you think it will take to solve this case?
DNA, definitely. They haven't. I mean, there was no other evidence there. Whoever did it did a good job at taking everything with them. What they didn't take was DNA.
DNA testing could be the game changer. That's how cold cases, like the one in Illinois, are being solved across the nation. Departments turn to private companies for genealogy testing, meaning they find the relatives of the killer, then investigate their way backwards. It works. More than 90 cases have been cleared in the past 18 months, but not in Kansas City.
They do it all over the country. Why they're kind of holding back on this, I'm not sure. Only they know.
Why haven't you done advanced testing on Fawn Cox?
Yeah, it's a matter of funding.
Sergeant Jake Bikina says solving cold cases is a priority.
It's hugely important. Anytime somebody is walking around that commits any crime, much less a murder, and gets away with it, every day that makes our city less safe.
The department admits they are struggling to create a framework and find money for this advanced DNA technology.
We are fighting for a solution that can serve this family, but also the families of other victims to come.
So Fawn's family has now offered to pay themselves, but the department won't let them.
We would be very fearful of getting into a situation where if one family can pay for something and another family can't, then we worry a lot about that. We want to serve everyone equally.
What do you think when police say, hey, we can't take money from a family to pay for DNA testing?
We held these fundraisers for Fawn. It is not our money they're taking. It is money that was put forth by people who love Fawn and want to see our family get closure.
It's just like I gave my money for the Crime Stoppers, and they took it and held it and nothing come out, so they could send it back to me. But they didn't say anything like that they couldn't use it for to pay them. But
Reward money.
I think whoever solves it deserves the reward.
Fawn's family says if a family can put money towards Crime Stoppers, why not this? They consider this advanced testing a scientific tip. That could mean everything. What would it mean if they could finally solve this case?
I'd be relieved. Relieved knowing that somebody is paying for what they took from us.
So how much money are we talking about? Well, right now it's $1,500 to get this process started, and you get a rough profile. That's ancestry, hair, eye, and skin color. And then for $3,500, you get the genetic genealogy report. That's all the relatives out there. It can take a tremendous investment by a department to track all of those leads. A department can also spend $1,680 to get a DNA mugshot, and that's where they take the DNA and predict the face of the killer. There has been some really good success with this. This is Ryan Riggs. He saw his face all over TV and social media, and he decided to turn himself in because he felt like it looked so close. He confessed to sexual assault and murder. Angie Riccono, KCTV5 News.